Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hari Bol Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Hari Bol Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Rama
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Hare,
Ram Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chant and be happy.
Słucham? Różaniec, wiesz co to jest? Japa Business Room.
Go ahead, Vishwa.
We're just waiting for Rupa Goswami to put on the opening slide.
Rupa Goswami Prabhu had trouble downloading it, so I'm trying to download it and play it.
Okay. Slight internet interference, but no big deal. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, and welcome Mother Rochisha Devi Dasi and all the devotees that are steadily attending these sadhana programs of hearing and chanting throughout the world. And it's a worldwide effort that we're making, and very effective actually for preaching these days when the society is so difficult to reach because of all kinds of Maya. We've added a new section to our program, and we're going to start with it. Hopefully we can do it. Rupa Goswami, is he still on the broadcast? Ram Raghava, is he on?
Yes, Rupa, he is. He's still the host. It's just a couple of items that I'll be presenting because of the technical problems.
Okay, do you have the Prabhupada Sotram?
Yes, I do.
Could you, we're going to start with a new section of the program, which is some prayers that were given to us, and Prabhupada gave direct instructions to Yashodanandana Prabhu that we should all learn these prayers and chant them. So we're going to play those right now to begin the program. Hare Krishna.
I just downloaded it, so I haven't ran
Oh.
through it all yet, so we may have technical issues, but I'll try.
Okay, try, we'll see. The internet and its wonderful tool. Here we go.
Srila Prabhupada Stotram. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Krishna Kacheta Madamoha Vinashakarin Madrishti Gochara Prabhupada Swamin Dosha Vivritti Paridushita Manda Buddhe Tanchintayami Charano Tava Bhakti Etu Vrindavane Ramanareti Prasiddha Bhumau Tatrapi Krishna Balarama Supada Mule Jnanam Param Parama Krishna Sudharma Ityuktam Dantastuleva Prabhupada Namo Namaste 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 Kripa Purna Drishti Namaste Namaste Mahananda Datri Namamo Namama Punaraksha Raksha Prasiddha Prabhupahimam Daksha Daksha Bhakti Siddhanta Shishyaya Bhakti Vedanta Namine Prasannaya Prashantaya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Srivanga Bhumijana Bhushana Ghora Leela Ghoranga Bhava Parisharana Matra Shila Radha Mukunda Pada Padma Manovilasin Ananda Rashi Prabhupada Namo Namaste Ananda Rashi Prabhupada Namo Namaste Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and all glories to the Sankirtan movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all glories to all of you for attending these programs. We appreciate it so much. It's part of the mission of spreading the truth as opposed to misrepresentation, adulteration, and misconceptions that are spreading throughout the world by the influence of Kali Yuga. This is going on because of people who use religion for their own personal benefits It's a contamination from the false ego. False ego, of all things that disturb the living entity, it's the false ego that is the most disturbing, because it redirects people into a world of illusion where they think, I am important, I am very knowledgeable, I want money, I want fame, I want all these things. And they use religion, and it's very common in many groups that this goes on, including, unfortunately, the ISKCON group, which is very, very diluted. Now, someone would say, well, that's not fair to say that, but it's a fact. And you can research this for yourself and see all the history of fall downs with these fake gurus, from Keith Ham to Hari Kesh to all these lists of a long list of people that were pretending, posturing, and posing as bona fide acharyas, and they're not. That's a very sinful thing. And on November 15th, not May 15th, 2025, we're going to have a special program, the Prabhupada disappearance celebration, and of his life and his activities. And we're going to have guest speakers at the program, so you can look forward to that. And they're going to recall different pastimes that they had with Srila Prabhupada personally when he was with us in his manifested presence. So that's a special event. So mark that down. And we're asking everybody also to promote this program and our regular weekly program to those who are interested in taking up spiritual life with a serious practice that we are promoting worldwide. You know, this is much different than in the past. We're simply taking the facilities that are available to us and engaging them in Krishna service. This is proper renunciation, not give everything up, but engage everything that you have in Krishna service. And I was explaining to my godbrother, Yashodanandana Prabhu, that one time I was on a Sankirtan party to Winnipeg, Canada. Now, Winnipeg is rather cold, I must say. And we were out on Portage Street, which is considered to be one of the coldest, windiest places in Canada. And we went out there, I don't know what we were thinking, but we thought, well, that was the only way we could reach people. And so we went out there. There was nobody on the street. Now that I'm bringing it up right now, I'm thinking, gee, we were standing there on the corner. There was nobody there. And then someone would come by. We tried to give him a magazine. He'd run away. I'm too cold. I'm freezing my hands. And we had these pink polyester dhotis on. You remember those, Yashoda? You wear those. We didn't even have cotton, Ram Raghava. We had pink polyester dhotis. And there's no protection from the cold with them. Absolutely no heat retention from those clothes. We had nothing, actually. But we went out there. How effective was it? Well, it was good for us. Yeah, if you do something, some austerity for Krishna, for Prabhupada, for Lord Chaitanya, you get the benefit. But that's all. You're getting the benefit. But we want to be effective in propagating the truth to people, not some fabrication, not some imaginary mental speculation by so many people preaching that they're in Vaikuntha when they're not, and then they pretend. And it's interesting, so many people are following this type of program with these people. So we're trying to explain it in a very simple and clear way that Prabhupada is still alive with all of us in his Vani incarnation, his sound vibration. And that is proper yoga understanding. It's not mundane, it's transcendental, but you have to be qualified. You have to chant your rounds. There's 16 rounds that we require. You have to follow rules and regulations that enable you, excuse me, to rise above the animal platform of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. And you should attend these classes where you can hear the philosophy without adulteration. And in this way, you'll notice that your life will unfold in a positive way by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya. Oh yes, it will. And I'm going to, Yashoda Nandana Prabhu, I'm going to make a bold statement right now. Are you ready, everyone? I guarantee it. Okay? I guarantee it. That's it. Guarantee, you're bold. Why? Because Krishna guarantees it. That we are assembled here to glorify Srila Prabhupada properly without any adulteration, without any change. And in that way, we're going to keep going with our reading of Beyond Birth and Death. Here it is here. I don't know if this is the original copy Yashodanandana Prabhu. I'm hoping nobody contaminated it with the changes or things, but nonetheless, that's all I have here in Mexico. I brought these small books, but they're very enlivening. And I thought to myself, this is a good way to introduce Krishna consciousness to new people because they get a summary study of the philosophy from Srila Prabhupada in these lectures from 1966. And it's important because when people get the Bhagavad Gita, they get these other books, they're not familiar with the background. And as a result, they become confused. Maybe some may give it up because it's too hard to understand. So these lectures are an entry, what we call the real bridge preaching, not this Tony Robbins, Joel Osteen garbage that's going on in the name of Lord Chaitanya. It's ridiculous, Mr. Blah, blah, blah. So we're going to go to this. Do you have the section, Ram Raghava, where we were? Oh, Rupa Goswami has it, okay. And we're at page 36. Let me look here for a second. You know, it's interesting to note, everyone, that even if we have to repeat some sections, you know, for whatever reason, I find it's ever fresh. You can read it again and again and again, and you're going to get full appreciation of Prabhupada's preaching. Excuse me, as you read it again and again, because everything that the Guru speaks is considered to be Shastra. This material world is certified by Sri Krishna, the Creator, as, yes, we read this yesterday, but we'll read it again. Dukkhailiyam, full of miseries. How then can we make it comfortable? Is it possible to make this world comfortable by the so-called advancement of science? No, this is not possible. As a result, we do not even wish to know what the miseries are. The miseries, as stated there before, are birth, old age, disease, and death. And because we cannot make a solution to them, we try to set them aside. Science has no power to solve these miseries. They're always giving us trouble. Oh, yes. Very recently, the government of Canada, we believe in science, therefore take this vaccine. Science has no power to solve these mysteries. They're always giving us trouble. believe it. Instead, they divert our attention into making spaceships or atomic bombs. The solution to these problems is given in the Bhagavad Gita. If one attains to Krishna's platform, he does not have to return again to this earth of birth and death. We should try to understand that this place is full of miseries. It takes a certain amount of developed consciousness to understand this. Cats and dogs and hogs cannot understand that they are suffering. Man is called a rational animal, but his rationality is being used to further his animalistic propensities instead of finding out how to get liberation from this miserable condition here. So sorry. Krishna explicitly states that one who comes to him will never be reborn to suffer miseries again. Those great souls who come to him have attained the highest perfection of life, which, go ahead, highest perfection of life, which elevates the living entity from the suffering of conditional existence, animal life. One of the differences between Krishna and an ordinary being is that an ordinary entity can be only in one place at a time, but Krishna can be everywhere in the universe and yet in his abode simultaneously. Achinta chinta beta tattva, simultaneously one and different. Krishna's abode in the transcendental kingdom is called Goloka Vrindavan. And by the way, everyone, you can study that philosophy in detail in Prabhupada's translation of Chaitanya Charitamrita, in which he explains the whole principle of simultaneously one and different. God is everywhere, and he rests in the spiritual world as well. The Vrindavan in India is the same Vrindavan descended on this earth. When Krishna descends himself by his own internal potency, his Dhamma or abode also descends. In other words, when Krishna descends on this earth, he manifests himself in that particular land. Despite this, Krishna's abode remains eternally in the transcendental sphere in the Vaikunthas. So there's two universes, the spiritual and the material. In this verse, Krishna proclaims that one who comes to his abode in the Vaikuntha never has to take birth again in the material world. Two worlds. Such a person is called Mahatma. The word Mahatma, generally heard in the West in connection with Mahatma Gandhi, but we should understand that Mahatma is not a title of a politician. And Prabhupada was a member of his movement. Rather, Mahatma refers to the first-class Krishna conscious man who is eligible to enter into the abode of Sri Krishna for his temple. Do you hear that? The Mahatma's perfection is this: to utilize the human form of life and the resources of nature to extricate himself, Prabhu, from the cycle of birth and death. And Prabhupada's preaching to you and to all of us. An intelligent person knows that he does not grant miseries, but they are inflicted upon him by force. As stated before, we are always in a miserable condition due to this mind, body, natural disturbances, or other living entities. That's so true. You just have to look around and see the way people are suffering. There is always some kind of misery inflicted upon us. The material world is meant for misery. Unless the misery is there, we cannot come to Krishna consciousness. Miseries are actually an impetus and help to elevate us to Krishna consciousness. An intelligent man questions why these miseries are afflicted on me by force. However, modern civilization's attitude is, let me suffer, let me cover it by some intoxication, that's all. But as soon as the intoxication is over, the miseries return. It is not possible to make a solution to the miseries of life by artificial intoxication. The solution is made by Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada was experiencing this when he was staying in New York in the Bowery. One main point out of that, although the devotees of Krishna are trying to enter Krishna's planet, our interest is in going to the moon. Isn't going to the moon also perfection? The tendency to travel to other planets is always present in the living entity. One name for the living entity is Sarvagata, which means one who wants to travel everywhere. Travel is part of the nature of the living entity. The desire to go to the moon is not a new thing. The yogis are also interested in entering the higher planets, but in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna points out that this will not be of any help. Abrahma Bhuvana Loka. Go ahead, scroll it down, please. Punar Avartino Juna Mama Pecha Tukontia Punar Janma Navidite. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, Prabhupada says, wherein, and Krishna says, wherein repeated birth and death take place, but one who attains my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. 8:16 Bhagavad Gita verse, so go there. The universe is divided into upper, higher, middle, and lower planetary systems. The Earth is considered to be a member of the middle planetary system, and Krishna points out that if even one enters into the highest, go ahead, planet called Brahmaloka, there is still repetition of birth and death. Other planets in the universe are full of living entities. We should not think that we are here and that all the other planets are vacant. I just saw that today, that they're saying, oh, we found a discovery that there's life on other planets in this universe. Oh yeah. Well, here we've discovered it in this section of Prabhupada's speech here. From experience, we can see that no place on earth is vacant of living entities. If we dig deep down into the earth, we find worms. If we go deep into the water, we find aquatics. If we go into the sky, we find so many birds. How is it possible to conclude that other planets have no living entities? But Krishna points out, if we enter into those planets where great demigods reside, we will still be subjected to death. Nobody likes to talk about death, do they? Again, Krishna repeats that upon reaching his planet, one need not take birth again. Solution. One should be very serious about attaining our eternal life of bliss and knowledge. We have forgotten that this is actually our aim of life, our real self-interest. Why have we forgotten? We have simply been entrapped by the material glitter, by the skyscrapers, the big factories, and political play, although we know, however big we build skyscrapers, we will not be able to live here indefinitely. We should not spoil our energy in building mighty industries and cities to further entrap ourselves in material nature. That's quite contrary to the principles of some countries like in America. Rather, our energy should be used to develop Krishna consciousness in order to attain a spiritual body whereby we may enter into Krishna's planet. Krishna consciousness is not a religious formula or some spiritual recreation like hot yoga. It's the most important part of the living entity. Go ahead here. Let's see. I think, and there we go. Very interesting lecture. Very enlightening. A beautiful summary. And we have a guide that we're coming out with soon, the Complete Guide to Self-Realization, which is an introductory into Prabhupada's books, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And we're working on that. I'm going to work on it this week again. And we'll go from there. We're going to go to our next section of our program, which is a Prabhupada lecture. So listen carefully. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam.
Now this knowledge can be understood by a person who has made relationship with Krishna and is a surrendered soul. Without being surrendered, it is very difficult to understand the controller and the energies, how he is controlling everything. Tibbhang prapannaya asesata samagrena upadekshami. This is the condition. You will find in the latter chapter that Krishna says, Naham prakasha sarvasva. Just like if you enter into any educational institution, if you don't surrender yourself to the rules and regulation of the institution, how you can get advantage of the knowledge imparted by the institution? Everywhere, wherever you want to receive something, you have to be controlled, or you have to be surrendered to the rules and regulations. Just like in our class, we are imparting some lessons from the Bhagavad Gita, and if you do not follow the rules and regulations of this class, it is not possible to receive the knowledge. Similarly, the full knowledge of the controller and the process of controlling can be understood when one is surrendered like Arjuna to Krishna. Unless one is surrendered soul, it is not possible. You always remember that Krishna, Arjuna, surrendered himself to Krishna. Shishastiham sadhimang prapannam. So therefore Krishna is also speaking to him. Actually, this discussion of scripture is not to be acted unless there is relationship between the speaker and the audience. The audience means the disciple. Disciple means who accept the discipline. Shishya, the exact Sanskrit word is Shishya. The Shishya means there is a verb, Sanskrit verb, which is called sas. Sas means controlling. From sas, the Shastra comes. Shastra means controlling books. And from sas, Shastra. Shastra means weapons. When the argument fails, reason fails, just like the state controls, first of all, they give you the laws. If you break the laws, if you don't follow the regulation books, means Shastra, then next step is Shastra. Shastra means weapons. If you don't follow the regulation of the government, keep to the right, then there is foolish batons. Shastra. So you have to be controlled. If you are gentleman, then you be controlled under the instruction of the Shastra. And if you are defying, then there is trident of Durga Devi. We have seen Durga Devi picture, trident, threefold miseries. You cannot, I am to say, violate any rules and regulations as of the state, similarly of the Supreme State, Krishna. It is not possible. Just take for example, there are some health rules. If you eat more, then you will be controlled by some disease. You will have indigestion. And the doctor will advise you not to eat 3 days. So there is control. By nature, nature means God's law, automatically working. Foolish people do not see God's law, but there is God's law. The sun is rising just exactly in the time. The moon is rising exactly in the time. The first year, 1st January has come exactly in time. So there is control. But foolish people, they do not see it. Everything is controlled. So, to know God and how things are working and how it is being controlled, these things have to be known. We should not go simply by sentiment. Religious sentiment is good for persons who follow blindly. But at the present moment, people are advanced in so-called education. So, Bhagavad Gita gives you full information so that you can accept God with your reason, with your argument, with your knowledge. It is not blind following. Krishna consciousness is not a sentiment. It is backed by knowledge and practical knowledge. Vijnana. Jnanam, Vijnana Sahitam. So, without Vijnana Sahitam, and the process is to understand this knowledge is to be a surrendered soul. Therefore, disciple means one who accepts the discipline. Without accepting discipline, we cannot make any progress. It is not possible. Any field of knowledge, any field of activities, if you want to be aware scientifically and actually, then you should accept the controlling principle. Samagrena bhakti. Jatsarupam sarvakaram jatsa dhiyam tat ubha visakam jnanamatvam bhaktum.
Here in the lecture so beautifully. This process of Krishna consciousness is based on training. You have to be trained, just like the dog has to be trained by the master. So we are Krishna's good dogs, let's say, in a way. We're servants. And in order to rise above the animal species of life, you have to follow rules and regulations. As I mentioned earlier, and Prabhupada reaffirmed here, you have to chant your rounds. Someone will say, well, why do I have to do it? Well, these are the rules and regulations of the institution. And by following them, then you can understand the purpose behind the institution. It's part of the whole program. And the other point was that sentiment is good, but those who follow it, they are not understanding properly the purpose, sentimentality, knowledge, and practical application of it will give you realization. So we're going to move forward to our next section of the program, which is the Bhagavad Gita reading and discussion led by Yashodanandana Prabhu for your morning pleasure. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Haribo.
Sai. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Vandana. Yashodanandana Braja Jana Vandana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय, नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गौ गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय, वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप धाम की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय, गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, स्वामी तो भक्तवृंद की जय। All glories to the assembled Lord. All glories to the assembled Lord. Thank you very much.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. O my Lord Sri Krishna, the son of Vasudeva, the all-pervading personality of Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. From Srimad Bhagavatam 1:1:1. Narayanam namaskritya. Narayanam namaskritya. Naram cheva narottamam. Naram cheva narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. Tato Jayam Mudirayat. Tato Jayam Mudirayat. One should utter the means of conquest, Srimad Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavad Gita, after offering respectful obeisances, 1, to the personality of Godhead Narayana, 2, to the Narayana Rishi, who is the supermost human being, 3, to the Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, then 4, to Srila Vyasadeva, the author, from Srimad Bhagavatam 1-4. Welcome everyone to this reading and discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This reading is being conducted from the original 1972 Macmillan edition, the non-adulterated, non-changed version, the original version, and all synonyms, translations, and purports are from His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, also known as the Krishna Consciousness Movement. And we consider Srila Prabhupada the current Acharya and Diksha Guru of the entire Krishna Consciousness movement. As we do every week, we will be reciting a few selected verses which were introduced by Srila Prabhupada himself in 1966 in February in New York. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Gurave Namaham. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadhantikam. When will Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who has established within this material world the mission to fulfill the desire of Lord Chaitanya, give me shelter under his lotus feet? Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahaguna Raghunatan Anvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahaguna Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and unto the feet of all Vaishnavas. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his elder brother Sanatan Goswami, as well as Raghunath Das and Raghunath Bhatta, Gopala Bhatta, and Srila Jiva Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances to Lord Krishna Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, along with Advaita Acharya, Gadada, Srivas, and other associates. I offer my respectful obeisances to Srimati Radharani and Sri Krishna, along with their associates Sri Lalita and Vishaka. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Oh, my dear Krishna, you are the friend of the distressed and the source of creation. You are the master of the gopis and the lover of Radharani. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. I offer my respects to Radharani, whose bodily complexion is like molten gold, and who is the queen of Vrindavana. You are the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, and you are very dear to Lord Krishna. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord, who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We will proceed with our verse for today. We are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 14, text number 4. Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtayaha Sambhavantiya Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Pradapita. Sarvayonishu, in all species of life. Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Murtayaha, forms. Sambhavanti, as they appear. Ya, which. Tasam, all of them. Brahma, supreme. Mahatyonihi, the source of birth in the material substance. Aham, myself. Bija pradaha, seed giving. Pita, father. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original father of all living entities. The living entities are combinations of the material nature and the spiritual nature. Such living entities are seen not only on this planet, but in every planet, even in the highest where Brahma is situated. Everywhere there are living entities. Within the earth, there are living entities, even within water and within fire. All these appearances are due to the mother material nature, in Krishna's seed-giving process. The purport is that the living entities being impregnated in the material world come out in form at the time of creation according to their past deeds. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuran Meritam Yena Tasme Gurave Namah Namaum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shwanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Bhakti Siddhanta Shishyaya Bhakti Vedanta Namine Prasannaya Prashantaya Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaham Bhagavad Vandana Kadyam Guru Vandana Purvakam Kshiram Sharkara Yuktam Kadate Visheshataham Adadana Danteridam Yachi Punaha Punaham Srimad Rupa Padam Bhoja Dhulishyam Janma Janmani Amsho Bhagavatosmyaham Sadadaso Asmi Saravata Tatkripa Pikshako Nityam Tatprishta Sadkaromisvam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This particular verse from Bhagavad Gita contains a very important basic fundamental teachings of the Lord. Aham bija pradapita. I am the seed-giving father of every living entity. Why does Prabhupada emphasize this point so much? Because we see that many different religious denominations claim that God is great, God is the creator, God is the source of everything. But when it comes time to respecting the position of other living entities besides human beings, they are a failure. Prabhupada was very strong on this point in many of his purports and teachings, that all living entities are the sons of Krishna, not just the human beings, the animals, the beasts, the birds, the cats, the dogs, the reptiles, the insects, the trees, the plants. Every living entity is coming from Krishna. He is the seed-giving father, and they should all be given proper protection. Not that we should discriminate, that let us protect the human beings and kill the innocent animals. That is not appropriate. That is one of the reasons why there is so much strife and war in the world and conflict, because of mentality in the mode of passion and ignorance. Killing animals is in the mode of passion, and it generates vikarma, very bad karma. This is a very important point. There's a text in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 3, Text 35. Canto 7, Chapter 3, Text 35. It is described, after being created from the navel of Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, Lord Brahma, the original created living being within the universe, created many other different types of living entities to reside in this universe. Therefore, from the beginning of creation, the living entities were born of a superior living entity. Ultimately, Krishna is the supreme living being, the father of all others. Aham bija pradapita. He is the seed-giving father of all living entities. This is a very important point. we see that Srila Prabhupada also explains in a lecture, he says, Krishna says that Sarva Yonishu Kanteya Am Bija Pradapita is the original seed-giving father of all living entities in any form. So not only human being, but also animals, birds, beasts, Krishna is the original father. Now this point has to be recognized by intelligent human beings. To try to satisfy the tongue by killing innocent animals is very serious bad karma. It generates war, conflict, and distresses for many living entities. This is the result of the mode of passion. Devotees and people striving to advance in spiritual life should be very careful not to engage in any kind of foodstuff that are not prescribed by the previous acharyas. We see in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna recommends patram pushpam phalam toyam name bhakta pranashyati iti, that Krishna explains that offer me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, some water, and I will, with devotion, yome bhaktya prayachati, with devotion I will accept it. This is the standard, to offer the food that we're going to consume for the pleasure of the Lord, for the pleasure of Krishna. Somebody may say, well, can't we offer some meat, some fish, some eggs, some onions? No, these foodstuffs are not fit to be offered to Krishna according to the instruction of the acharyas. There are so many varieties of foodstuffs all around the world, so many grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, so many different kind of food stuff when combined, which can make hundreds and thousands of very nutritious, beautiful preparation. Just the other day, I received a very nice WhatsApp message from some devotees in Bangalore who held a program preaching to some educated people, and they prepared wonderful prasadam, very, very nice prasadam, obviously offered. But you can see from that so many different types of preparations that can be made. When I used to live and work in Toronto in the middle 1980s, I used to go to Hamilton, to Vishwakarma's temple. And he used to have a program where people would sit down, have a little kirtan, sit on couches, and read the Bhagavatam, pass. Everybody would read a couple of sentences. And then they would have the most wonderful prasadam. I could not cook like that, but it was like very, very nice. And that alone attracted so many people to come, because this is the potency of Lord Krishna. That food stuff, which is in a mode of goodness, which we're going to see later on in this chapter, is very, very potent. It is nutritious. It is enlivening. It promotes good health. And it promotes proper intelligence. But foodstuffs in a mode of passion and ignorance, which is not offered to Krishna, which is basically contaminated foodstuff, produces disease, produces mental problems, and it produces vikarma, or sinful activity, future reactions. In the Shastra, it is described that eating meat is called mamsa. Mamsa. I eat him, he eats me. In the next life, that animal, you will be born and you will suffer the same fate that you're inflicting upon that animal. As many hairs that there are in the body of a cow, that many lifetime a person will have to suffer for killing the cow or the bull. Why unnecessarily kill the cow? This is the product of a brute, barbarian mentality when so much foodstuff is available. As a matter of fact, from an economic perspective, if you grow grains on the same piece of land rather than graze, you can grow so much more food. From an economic, statistical perspective, you can grow more corn, more barley, more wheat, so many different kind of grains, so many different kind of foods. So this is basically a very simple point to understand. Why inflict so much suffering upon these poor animals when there's so much nutritious food stuff available? And I've heard the argument, well, what will you do for protein? Well, there's plenty of protein that you can get from vegetable, from fruits, from grains. You mix beans and rice, that makes a complete protein without all the cholesterol and everything. So simply human beings should engage in eating foodstuff which is prescribed and explained by the great acharyas. Prabhupada one time in Calcutta, it's a very interesting example. He was talking about a sweet shop called K.C. Das. For those of you who may have been in India, in Bengal, K.C. Das is the most famous sweet shop in the entire Calcutta. There's a lot of different sweet shops. Bengal is very famous for it. But this particular sweet shops have a very unique recipe for making rasgullas, and every day there are people waiting to buy these very famous rasgullas. Why? They never change the recipe. It is unique and special. Prabhupada explained like that. Similarly, Krishna consciousness is in the same way. Do not change the recipe. Do not change the program. The program has been given by the acharya, following the instruction of the previous acharyas. All the different programs and rules and regulations, everything Prabhupada introduced, this is like Lord Chaitanya himself personally telling us, follow this, through his bona fide representative, Srila Prabhupada. When people deviate from that and invent or manufacture new processes, then there's all kinds of problems. All kinds of problems. And we've seen manifested in the society that Prabhupada started. All kinds of problems occurred when certain individuals that were meant to protect the society from being victimized by this nonsense propaganda and whimsical behavior, they engage in whimsical behavior themselves. Recently, one of their representatives went on the internet with a cooked up, fabricated debate asking whether Prabhupada wanted a Ritvik system. We emphatically say yes. That is the system that Prabhupada established, implemented, and ordered for his society and his followers. It is not complicated to understand. It only becomes difficult to understand when people are infected and inflicted with personal motivation, self-aggrandizement, political agenda. There's a lot of different people with different opinions. Several times on this program, Vishwakarma Prabhu mentioned that every human being, especially, have body odors. So now we have a phenomenon with so many different Vaishnavas with different personal opinions, manufactured opinions of what Prabhupada supposedly really wanted, what Srila Prabhupada really intended. But they don't exactly quote from Prabhupada. They bring their own interpretation and their own whimsical concoction. One example of this is they say, oh, Prabhupada says, disciple of my disciple. No, that is not the context of what Srila Prabhupada said. Prabhupada said, when I order. Now, our point on this program, which we've discussed several times, when did he specifically order in writing any of these people as Diksha Guru or initiating Acharya? Can any one of them prove that? Oh, they have a lot of different interpretations. This means this means that. But it's interesting, at Mayapur in 1978, none of them brought up Prabhupada's actual words. They had their own interpretation, their own report. They consulted with an advisor in Navadvip who invented a philosophy that put on the uniform of the guru and it's going to tell you what to do. Did Prabhupada teach that? Nope. And they invented another interpretation that they consulted with higher authorities. Oh, really? Do you ever give any evidence where Prabhupada told you who these higher authorities were? Nope. There's a lot of different points. Was the issue completely discussed in front of everybody at Mayapur? In front of all the temple presidents? In front of all the sannyasis? In front of all the Sankirtan devotees? Nope. but they sure have a lot of opinions of what Prabhupada allegedly really wanted. Do not be misled by the false propaganda of these individuals who are caught up with their whimsical behavior and their false interpretations. More to be followed. Back to you in the studio. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Very illuminating explanation on many topics in today's Bhagavad Gita class. And I thought it was interesting, Yashodanandana Prabhu, where Krishna says, it should be understood that all species of life are made possible by birth in this material nature, all species of life. And there are many species of life everywhere. That's why I say to many people, it's hard to understand the inconceivable power of Krishna. It is very hard to understand that. And you can see that when you just are in nature itself. For example, here at Yotapek, there's so many ants here. And they're industrious. They seem very intelligent, actually. They're working ants, and they lift up twigs on the ground, Ram Raghava. I asked my friend, I said, how are these twigs moving? He says, oh, there's an ant underneath that, lifting up this huge twig and moving it around. I said, my God, and look at how many. I watch out when I walk. I don't want to walk on the ants because they're all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, all in a karmic situation according to their actions in previous lives. How complicated is that, everyone? Billions of universes. I selected a section here. I wanted to read this to you. There are 900,000 species living in the water. There are also 2 million non-living entities, stavara, such as trees and plants. There are also 1,100,000 species of insects and reptiles, and there are 1 million species of birds. As far as quadrupeds are concerned, there are 3 million varieties, and there are 400, Joe Felice, there are 400,000 human species. And yet we think that we are important, eh? Some of these species may exist on one planet and not on another. And that Prabhupada's been mentioning that throughout today's classes. But in any case, within all the planets of the universe, and even in the sun, there are living entities. This is the verdict of Vedic literatures, as Bhagavad Gita 220 confirms. Similarly, not only this human form of body, but there are 8,400,000 different types of bodies. We have explained several times. Jalavja Nava Lakshani, in the water, there are 900,000 different forms of a body. How many do we know? We do not know all the details. We know there are different types of fishes. And say 100,000 we have seen or experienced. The zoologists, but from the Vedic literature, we understand that there are 900,000 forms of body within the water. So this is called Vedic knowledge. Perfect information is given there. It doesn't say 900,000 or 950, exactly 900,000. Jalaja Nava Lakshani, the next Dashvara Laksha Vimsati. Then after aquatic, when the water dries, the vegetation comes out. And vegetation grows gradually into plants, trees, herbs, and so many big trees. Here we have got big trees from So from aquatic life, they have come to the vegetable life, and one standing for thousands of years, they cannot move an inch. This is also life. This is life. And we'll stop there from this section, but very interesting if you research this Vedic truths. You'll be able to have a better understanding of your position in the universe. We are Mother Radharani, if I could say this in Kansas. We are insignificant. Now you think you're important. Oh yes, false ego. And I mentioned it at the beginning of the class. People are so caught up in this false ego. I'm so important. I'm such a big person. You are a speck in this universe. 1/10,000th the tip of a hair size, but you think you're a big person. And that's due to money. People acquire wealth. They think, I've got money, I can buy my way back to Godhead. No, you can't. You think you can. You think you can buy anything you want with money. And most people can be bought. That's true. Most people can be bought by money. It's a very difficult thing to handle, wealth. And a lot of people that get money, they become very unhappy, as you know. Money doesn't make you happy. In many cases, it makes you miserable, just like fame. Look at all these people that have committed suicide, Ram Raghava, because they became famous. I'm not going to go over the whole list. You can remember it in your own life. How many people like Robin Williams and all these other so-called stars that committed suicide because they thought they were big shots? Without Vedic knowledge, you're a zero. Prabhupada explained it like that very simply. Without Krishna consciousness, your life is a zero. You put Krishna in front, it becomes worth unlimited value. The human life is valuable when it's used for Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, Krishna Kata, and you know this, you're simply a sophisticated cat and dog. And that is the difference between us and them. I was on a morning walk, Ram Raghava, with Srila Prabhupada in Toronto. And I've told this story. You know, some people would say, well, you've told this story before. Well, what do you want me to do? Make up a new story? Do you want me to manufacture a story? We're on the walk. And I remember this vividly, under the Don Valley Parkway. And I invited everybody to come to the walk. My policy was, look, anybody can come, but you have to arrange your own ride. So we had a whole lot of people on the walk. And Prabhupada was walking with his cane. Yeah, he was walking along. And back then, in 1976, they just introduced the principle that if you took your dog for a walk, you had to pick up the stool. Before, they just let people take their dog out and whatever. This became a new thing in the 70s. And Prabhupada stopped with his cane and he saw this sign, stoop and scoop. You know, and it showed a person with this little hand shovel and the principal and the dog, and they're going, okay, pick up the dog stool and carry it in a bag and put it in the garbage. And Prabhupada looked at the sign and he laughed and he goes, that is the difference between us and them. They worship dog, D-O-G, and we worship God. That is the difference between us and them. You know, it's an interesting point, Yashoda, that you made about this animal slaughter. In Christianity, there's so much distortion of that philosophy, just like in the current ISKCON group, there's been a lot of, as you mentioned, distortion of the philosophy. But they say that Jesus said that man has dominion over the animals. That's it. That's how they preach. You have dominion. Therefore, you can open up a slaughterhouse and go kill billions of them. Kali Yuga. This is Kali Yuga. Don't forget it. We live in the most degraded time of the 4 yugas, the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. This is degraded. And as it progresses to the end, Prabhupada told us it will not be a place where humans can exist. Just animals and dogs. All kinds of details that are described in the Bhagavatam of how degraded things will become. And how degraded is it now, everyone? Look at all these things that are going on. The reason I mention America is because I'm from Canada, and a lot of the news over here is all, like Canada, America news. So many people confuse whether they're a man or a woman. You see that? It's a huge issue. Well, I'm a thee or a we or a it. Don't refer to me as he or she. Don't do it. Cuckoo. Someone could say, well, you have no right to say that. Listen, we have a right to say it because Prabhupada has told us there are 2 species of life, men and women. Krishna says it. But these people are confused. Why? Because they're in the Kali Yuga and they're confused. And it's worse than it's ever been, Ram Raghava. The confusion from I thought it was a problem back in the 60s and 70s when I was growing up. How confused people. They're so confused now they don't know if they're a boy or a girl. Come on. And what do you think that is? That's Kali Yuga. That's what this is. It's not political. It's a fact. And people are exposed to it. Oh, okay. And we become bewildered by it. Virabhadra Goswami. We're indoctrinated. They used to say, I was on a show, Yashoda, in Toronto, on a TV show. I was invited on the show many times. And this was during the era of Ted Patrick. And there was a panel, and they invited, there was Professor Joseph O'Connell was on it. There was a guy from COMA, the Council on Mind Abuse. And there was a psychiatrist on. He was cuckoo. I told him that. You're a kook. You're a nuts. Because he was telling me, he looked at me, you're brainwashed. I said, I'm brainwashed. You're brainwashed by TV. That's your problem. I said that on TV to him. You are brainwashed. That's what people are. They're brainwashed. They're zombies. And that is the Kali Yuga. And people that are affected by it, they are an illusion. Because Prabhupada has enlightened us. Yes, he has. That this is the difference between us and them. They're dogs and we worship God. And that is the Kali Yuga, and that's enough. Sorry, I could keep going. Rochisha, thank you for being so patient with me. She's such a wonderful devotee. We're going to move to the next section of our program, which is Our Living Guru. And Yashoda, is that the next section, Ram Raghava? Our Living Guru. We're going to move to that. We could talk on. We may even set up a program where we can speak our minds away from these classes. Yashoda, let's go with Our Living Guru. Haribol.
Well, thank you for that. We are reading from Our Living Guru, which was finalized in 1993. We are reading from chapter 2, the last section. Gurushu naramatihi yasyabe narakisa. Anyone who thinks that the bona fide guru can be a materially conditioned soul as a mentality that is naraki or hellish. So we can understand why Srila Prabhupada writes, as already noted, quote, these sahajiyas, hold on. The Sahajas considered the Acharyas to be mixed devotees, thus declared their path to hell from Adi Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 7, text 22. Once again, as we have seen, one is forbidden to accept the guru or spiritual master as an ordinary human being, Guru Shu Naramatihi. A spiritually advanced person who acts with authority as the spiritual master speaks as the Supreme Personality of Godhead dictates from within, from Antya Lila of Chaitanya Charitamrita, chapter 5, text 71-74. Next, Srila Prabhupada explains, if one who is not yet developed imitates such symptoms of a liberated guru artificially, he creates chaos in the spiritual life of human society. From Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 7, text 88. May Lord Krishna and our beloved eternal preceptor Guru, Srila Prabhupada, forgive us for having created chaos in human society and in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. By their grace, may we now begin to obey their orders and re-emerge out of chaos to order at the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, the eternal spiritual preceptor of all the members of his transcendental movement. Back to you in the studio. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
You understand that. And it's effective. It's a very potent platform that can reach millions of people at one moment. Is that effective preaching? If people are interested in being sincere and serious about spiritual life, this is the opportunity that we are creating for everyone to wake up to the reality that we are the eternal servants of Krishna. And we're going to move to our next section of the class, which is a lecture by Srila Prabhupada to give us more insight into the purpose of human life. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam.
Now, here in this chapter, this is explicitly explained that who is the supreme worshipable object. We are worshipping according to our capacity. We are worshipping somebody. At least we are worshipping our boss. Suppose I work in an office or in a factory, I have to worship the boss. I have to abide by his order. So everyone is worshipping. Now who is the supreme worshipable object? Krishna. How he is supreme worshipable object? That is explained in this chapter. Jatsarupam sarvakaranch jatcha dhiyam tad ubhavisam jnanamattam bhakti pratigyan. Therefore, if we understand that here is the supreme controller, here is the supreme worshipable object, then the problems of our life is solved at once. We are searching after. Just the other day, I told you one story that one Mohammedan devotee, he wanted to serve the greatest. He was serving the Nawab, then he went to the emperor, Badshah, then from emperor to Haridas, a saintly person, and from Haridas he was promoted to worship Krishna in Vrindavan. So, we should be inquisitive, intelligent enough. We are serving everyone, we are serving, at least we are serving our senses. Everyone, practically, they are not serving any boss or any master, they are serving their senses. Suppose if I am serving somebody as my boss, actually I am not serving his money, I am serving his person, I am serving his money. If he says that tomorrow you have to work free, you are getting $20 a day, now tomorrow I have no money, you have to work free, and all knows I am not coming. Because I am not serving you, I am serving your money. So actually we are serving money. And why you are serving money? Because with the money we can satisfy our senses. Without money we cannot satisfy these informidable senses. If I want to drink, if I want to enjoy such and such things, then I require money. Therefore, ultimately I am serving my senses. Therefore, Krishna is called Govinda. We ultimately want our sense satisfaction. And Go means sense. Here is the person, Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you serve Krishna, then your senses become satisfied. Therefore his name is Govinda. Actually we want to serve our senses, but the real senses, the transcendental senses, is Krishna, Govinda. Therefore, bhakti, devotional service means purifying the senses, to be employed in the service of the Supreme Pure. The Lord is Supreme Pure. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th chapter, you will find that Krishna is described by Arjuna, Pavitram Paramam Bhava. You are the Supreme Pure. So, if we want to serve the senses of the Supreme Pure, then we have to become pure also. Because without being pure means spiritual. Spiritual life means pure life. And material life means contaminated life. Just like we have got this body, material body, this is impure body. Therefore we suffer from disease, we suffer from old age, we suffer for birth, we suffer for death. I mean, in our actual pure form, spiritual form, there is no such suffering. There is no birth, there is no death, there is no disease, and there is no old age. In the Bhagavad Gita you have read it, Nitta sasatayang nahannati hannavane sariri. Nitta, although I am the oldest, because I am changing my body, I am a soul, pure, I have no birth, I have no death, but I am simply changing that. Therefore I am the oldest. So although I am the oldest, I have got my new spirit. I am always fresh. This is my position.
And Yashodanandana, I wanted to comment here, such a beautiful short speech by Srila Prabhupada. He used the word employed in the service of Krishna. And a lot of people, they're very attached to their job. I'm employed, I have to serve my master. We, all of us, are employed in the service of Prabhupada and the service of Lord Chaitanya. That is our job. When you accept that role, you're in your constitutional position. That is your real job. We're going to move forward with our next section, which is the reading of the 10 offenses in chanting the holy name. So let's see that on the screen now. Everybody follow along carefully. Haribol.
Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 8, Offenses to be Avoided. The offenses against the chanting of the holy name are as follows. First, to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord. Second, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. Sometimes the atheistic class of men take it that any demigod is as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. But one who is a devotee knows that no demigod, however great he may be, is independently as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, if someone thinks that he can chant Kali, Kali or Durga, Durga, and it is the same as Hare Krishna, that is the greatest offense. Third, to disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Fourth, to blaspheme the Vedic literature or literature in pursuance of the Vedic version. Fifth, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Sixth, to give some interpretation on the holy name of the Lord. Seventh, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name of the Lord. Because by chanting the holy name of the Lord, one can be freed from all kinds of sinful reactions. It should not be taken that one may continue to act sinfully and after that chant Hare Krishna to neutralize his sins. Such a dangerous mentality is very offensive and should be avoided. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities. Karma Kanda. 9th. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Anyone can take part in chanting the holy name of the Lord, but in the beginning one should not be instructed about the transcendental potency of the Lord. Those who are too sinful cannot appreciate the transcendental glories of the Lord, and therefore it is better not to instruct them in this matter. 10th. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names, and to maintain material attachments, even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success.
Yes, claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses. We're going to move forward with a small section of questions and then a chanting of the rounds. We have two very interesting questions that came up on the chat. Rupa Goswami, can you read them? I don't know how his microphone is. Are you there?
He asked me to read them, if that's
Okay,
okay.
if you could read them out and Yashoda will answer. Thank you.
Okay,
Go
question
ahead.
1 by Mother Shrestha Rupa Devidasi.
Yes.
We have learned that killing for food is not in line with devotional principles. But if someone has been eating non-vegetarian food all their life and now sincerely wants to change, will they be forgiven by Krishna? How does Krishna's mercy work in such a situation?
Well, this is a very interesting question. How did so many people in the Western countries become devotees when they were addicted to eating meat and so many other sinful activities? By following the instruction of the pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada. And if you look how Prabhupada introduced the whole process, chanting and distributing prasadam and taking prasadam. This is not just a bookworm philosophy. This is a very practical philosophy. And this is based on a verse from the Padma Purana. Atasya Krishna Navadi Nabhaved Graham Indriyai Sevan Mukhehi Jivadu. That means this process begins by the tongue, by engaging the tongue in chanting the name of Krishna and glorifying Krishna and accepting foodstuff offered to Krishna. This is how one's existence is changed and purified. Regardless of where the person may be, where he was born, whether he was a man or woman, rich or poor, doesn't matter what situation. If one follows this process, then one will make spiritual progress. Simple for that particular question. Other question?
Yes, next question, please, Rupa.
Question 2, also by Sister Rupa Mataji, is people sometimes misunderstand signs like wearing tilak and think we belong to the wrong group. How can we keep our devotional practices without causing confusion, judgment, or being wrongly categorized? Prabhu, what to say when people ask or say you belong to ISKCON?
Well, first of all, my first reply to that is, what is the meaning of wrong group? We say this is the right group. This is the group of those who are Vaishnavas, devotees of Krishna. And being a Vaishnava means to follow the instruction of the previous acharyas and the current acharya, Srila Prabhupada. Wearing tilak and the dress is simply a means of spiritual purification. This tilak is recommended in the Vedas, in the Upanishads. There's an Upanishad called the Vasudeva Upanishad, which describes the glories of wearing tilak. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas, there's an entire section where Gopal Bhatta Goswami and Sanatan Goswami describe the benefit of wearing this tilak. So this is all the Vaishnavas from the different sampradayas, they all wear tilak. It purifies the body and means that this person is a devotee, or in my case, an aspiring devotee to become a Vaishnava. In the Atharva Veda, it's described, Yo dharayati sa parasyo bhavati sa punyavan bhavati sa muktiman bhavati. By wearing tilak, one becomes purified, one becomes pious, and one eventually becomes liberated. So this is not just a meaningless ritual, but it's meant to identify oneself as a servant of Krishna. And also, tilak wards off negative influences or demonic influences upon the human body. All of these names of Vishnu, Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Govinda, there's great benefit with that. Now, as far as to differentiate ourselves from other groups, well, Prabhupada explains in the Bhagavad Gita and many times that there are two living beings in the universe, the devotees and the demon. Dvabhuta sarva lokesmin deva asura evacha. This tilak differentiates the devotees from those who are non-devotees. So that is a few explanations for the tilak, but it's not to be anything, it's not to be disturbed, because there will always be some people that will be against the devotional service of Krishna, against the service of Vishnu. It's been there since time immemorial. All we have to do is carry on our process, carry on the Vaishnava system, and introduce other people to the transcendental mercy of Srila Prabhupada in his teaching. Very simply, give them the information of Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
I have another question, please.
Go ahead.
And before the question, just wanted to add, on YouTube live stream, there's somebody named Bruce Chapman who sent a message saying, thank you for speaking the truth. So,
I just wanted to make a comment, Ram Raghava, before we do that. I tell people, Yashoda, no, I'm not. I was a former member of that group. But because of the way that group has deviated from Prabhupada's teachings, I'm no longer a part of that group. No, thank you. If you want to learn about this process, you can speak to us, and we have different mediums that we're using to explain the truth and not be misled by them. I tell them the truth. Go ahead, Rama Raghava, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, the first part was just a comment that somebody on YouTube live stream named Bruce Chapman sent a message saying, thank you for speaking the truth.
Okay.
So that was an appreciation. And my question was something that's been happening more lately, but it's been going on since at least the 1980s that I can remember. But they're starting to say now that, or they've been saying that, thou shalt not kill, the original word in the Bible, either Hebrew or Aramaic, was actually thou shalt not murder. So what do we say to that?
That's an interpretation of what they mean.
Okay.
They're not specifying what the understanding should be, that you should not kill innocent animals. That's a simple principle. And when you see how beautiful they are and how kind they are, you realize that this activity of the demon is demoniac. The slaughter. Go to a slaughterhouse and see what goes on. These people that have created the fast food industry is the greatest disservice to humanity in the history of the world. The greatest disservice, and they are sending people to hell on a broomstick. So that's as simple as it is. Anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay, we're going to move ahead. We're going to stay focused on our program. And the whole thing is orchestrated to give us an inspiration during the day and throughout the week to take up this mission of preaching the truth to others. We're going to go ahead with our japa class. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Radha Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Chant and be happy.
Hare Krishna. Go ahead, Yashoda.
Let us offer our respectful obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnava devotees. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaham. I offer my respectful obeisances. We all offer our respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord who can fulfill the desires of everyone, just like desire trees, and who are full of compassion for the fallen souls. Thanks everybody for participating in this reading and discussion. Thanks Vishwakarma Prabhu in Yautepec, Mexico, Ram Raghava Prabhu in Georgia, Rochisa Mataji dans la belle province de Quebec, Michael Dillon in Yuba City, California, Krishna Kata Prabhu in San Diego, Radharani Mataji in Kansas, Shritarupa Mataji in South India, Harish Prabhu, wherever you are, Nandi Mukhi Mataji, Forest Temple in Mexico, Anshuman Mishra in Orissa, India, Veerabhadra Prabhu in South India, Rupa Goswami Prabhu in Bombay, Bhakta Roy in Mississippi, Bhaktin Renuka, Abhiram Prabhu, wherever you are, and everybody else at the end. Kanta Prabhu in Trinidad, Kevin Prabhu in Tennessee, and everybody else who participated. Thank you very much for your participation. Next week, we might be introducing a new segment of the program, a French reading of the Krishna book by Ruchisa Mataji. We're discussing the logistics and how to introduce this into our busy program. So please join us tomorrow morning for Srimad Bhagavatam class at 7 a.m., corresponding to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And back to you in the studio. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Just a couple of comments that Prabhupada made today, that sentimental religion is good for people who follow blindly. And the other comment that Prabhupada made today was Shastra means weapons, and our weapon is the weapon of truth. And that will destroy the illusion of Maya that's being created all throughout the world due to false ego. So we're going to move forward with the credits. If you have any questions, I was looking at our chart today. We had over 36 comments on the chat. Lots of people commenting in Shastra. So you can get in touch with a group of devotees that are available, and you can copy their names down, whoever you want to get in contact with and discuss the philosophy with them. And we'll carry on now with the closing credits of the show, and then a few other interesting videos with our hosts. Hare Krishna. I'm listening. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Play that bass, chant for peace, everyone. Don't be shy, chant along, chant along. Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Hare Bo, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Gita Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavanscha Srirupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajeevam स्वाद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान सगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्तं च नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धान्ता सरस्वती श्रीवासभानवी देवी गीताय कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञानम दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्य उज्ज्वला प्रमाढ्य श्री रूपाल भक्ति श्री गौर करुणाते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्ते दीनतारिणे रूपानुगवीरुद्धाप सिद्धान्त धन्त हारिणे नमो गौर कृष्णाय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्ते विठ्ठलं नरसाम्बोधे पादाम्भोजाय ते नमः नमो भक्ति विनदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति समोहाय रूपानंद मरायते गौरयाविर्भावभूमिश्चं नित्यस्या सज्जना प्रिया वैष्णवा सार्वभौमसी जगन्नाथाय ते नमः मंसाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च श्री नमः पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्त्यावतारं भक्त्याख्यं भक्तशक्तिरूपकम् हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते जयतां सुरतौ पंगां मम मंदर्मते गति श्री राधा श्री गोविंद देव सेवमान स्मरामि श्रीमान रासरसारंभी बंसी बट तट स्थितः करसन वेणु सनय